These are the games that showed us that Sega could do what Nintendo don't. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Sega Mega Drive games, or Sega Genesis games if you live in North America. For this list, we're excluding Sega CD and 32X games, since you needed to buy whole new hardware units to play them. Plus, we're focusing on games that were not available for other 16-bit systems.
What if you don't have blast processing?
Number 10, Strider. Kicking off our list is the ninja assassin out to stop the Soviet Union from conquering the world in the future, a game that's listed in the Webster's Dictionary under Badass. As Ryu, players used their plasma sword to shred through robotic monsters in locations like a futuristic city, a flying battleship, and even a jungle filled with dinosaurs. Pure, uncut awesome right there. Number 9, Golden Axe. A launch title for the system and a great port of the arcade game, this one featured great beat-em-up stages, letting you bash the crap out of skeletons, cavemen, and those annoying little squirrel gnome things. On top of that, you could ride dragons and cast spells that filled up the entire screen. Anyone who isn't convinced by that doesn't have a soul. Number 8, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Hyperstone Heist. Unlike the Super Nintendo, which got a port of the arcade game Turtles in Time, the Genesis got a game completely reworked with its own unique story and stages. A subtle, yet useful addition to this version was that it assigned running to one of the 3 action buttons, which came in handy for getting out of tight situations. Plus, it retained the awesome beat-em-up combat from Turtles in Time to round out an already awesome package. Cowabunga! Number 7, Comix Zone. This is a game that received a lot of praise, but little attention when it first came out. Mostly because it was released after the Saturn had come out and support for the Genesis was fading. This game took place inside a comic book, complete with witty dialogue in the form of text bubbles, but also featured tight combat and some of the best graphics on the system. Not to mention, the game was also brutally difficult with only 1 life. Well done, Turner! Oh yeah! Number 6, Vector Man. In this game, you're a robot, or Orbot, in the future assigned to clean up the mess left on Earth after humans have abandoned it. So think WALL-E with blasters and a bubbly art style. The game used pre-rendered 3D graphics to give off a high visual style similar to that of Donkey Kong Country, and with some fantastic run-and-gun platforming in the mix, it was a stellar hit. Number 5, Disney's Aladdin. Why does Aladdin have a sword in this game? Well, who cares? It's one of the reasons why this game is really good. Adding swordplay combat to a surprisingly great licensed platforming game, which also featured the work of official Disney animators, it allowed for 4 million copies of this game to be sold, making it the 3rd best-selling Genesis game. Number 4, Castlevania Bloodlines. The only game in the franchise to be released on the Genesis turned out to be one of the best and goriest on the system. This game really pushed the system to its limits, with some of the most amazing and mind-bending levels found on the platform. Mega Drive fans will know this game as Castlevania The New Generation, which, unfortunately for them, also had the violence censored. Number 3, Streets of Rage 2. This classic beat-em-up is still one of the best out there, with many vast improvements over the first game, such as the inclusion of enemy health bars and vastly improved combat mechanics. This one is best enjoyed with a friend to help you clean the streets of all those thugs that need a punching. Number 2, Gunstar Heroes. One of the most unique and gripping run-and-gun games available, Gunstar Heroes is an oft-forgotten classic. The main feature with this game is the ability to chain weapon types to create up to 16 different shooting combinations. It also has some of the best stages seen in this genre, most notably the fast-paced minecart level with gravity-defying carts. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It was a tough choice, deciding between this game and Sonic 3. But we went with 2 overall, as it is the game that truly defined what Sonic was capable of. Introducing his spin dash technique, his sidekick Tails, and 3D bonus stages, this game went on to sell 6 million copies, making it the second best Genesis game behind Sonic 1, which was bundled with the system and thus hardly even counts. Agree with our list? Which Genesis game had you shouting, Sega? For more top 10s blast processed every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Hello, boom, shakalaka!